Live from Crawford Studios.
CC and J Guy.
Whoop, whoop. My peoples.
What's up?
Welcome to today's show.
How you doing?
Everybody good?
Yeah, I'm great.
I feel like we haven't seen each other forever, dude.
Yeah.
Like for some reason. I feel like we
Oh my
haven't seen each other.
God. I
Yeah.
haven't seen you guys in
Oh my God.
forever.
Miss you so much. Holy Jesus.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep. So, everybody, today is Lewis's choice.
It's not a choice. I wanted to do something different
Okay.
Right.
because, and this is the reason why, I got feedback from people who have listened to our podcast
Right.
and said, mentioned to the fact that, yeah, you guys are good. You talk about a lot of different topics. It's good conversation. These guys hanging out, talking, whatever. But I notice you guys don't really get controversial. You don't get into a debate with one another. So I thought that's actually not a bad idea, but I didn't want to go in the direction that we don't do, right? So I had to figure out what's something good that we can get into.
Okay.
And I have a list of some things. So it's going to be some good ones, like easy ones. And then I'm going to throw a controversial one in there.
Oh boy.
All right.
All right.
All right.
But it's nothing you got. It's what's going on today. It's with the vibe that's going
Right,
on.
right.
So
So
Mark, this is for you,
Yeah.
Mark, because this came from Mark's. So let's get right into it.
Drum roll, please.
If you could bring one invention from the future into today,
Or into the past.
what would you pick and why?
So we have to, okay.
All right. So think of something that could be invented. So, I mean, all right. So if we do something from now and take it back, I know, hear me out, right? I'm just
All right.
saying the two. So if we did something that we have now that we didn't have
Right.
as kids, I sure wouldn't be the telephone. I'm going to tell you that right now. I would not bring the telephone.
No, but are we supposed to bring something from the future back to when we were younger or into
Wherever.
now?
Well,
Or we make up an invention?
if you
can
can
make up
bring
an
one invention
Oh,
from
so
the
okay,
future.
I'm going to say right now
So from right here, we're in the
Right.
future, right?
Right.
We're presently
We're
in the
present.
future. That's how I look at
Okay.
it.
All right. Cool.
to when we were kids.
And bring it back
And
to
bring
when
it
we were
back.
younger.
And I would imagine future into today.
Okay.
Oh, no, from the future into today. So, in other
Oh,
words,
so
you'd
we
be
have to
going,
make some.
you
Okay,
make-
so right away,
somehow you'd be traveling into the future.
I'm gonna go Star Trek, and I'm gonna say I want the food machine.
Okay.
The
what-
replicator.
Yeah.
I want a replicator.
The food replicator.
I want a replicator.
Replicator.
I want to be able to eat whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
whenever
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck I want.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's it.
That is a good one.
Yeah, but that's a good one. And it's also vegan.
Yeah, because even if you eat meat, it's not
It
from
would
an
be,
animal.
it would be,
Yeah,
right,
it's
it would
just
be
replicated.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you could
That's a
be
good one.
vegan and eat a T-bone if you wanted to. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be from a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
that'd be pretty cool.
How about you? What did you think about?
I would think something along medicine, a cure for something.
I would. Okay.
Yeah. Something to help with something they had, like, but now they're starting to cure a lot of that stuff now but yeah, I would think something along that line. Bring something back that
Right.
could take
For
care of,
medical.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What bring up?
The medicine from the future. Like
Definitely,
Star Trek
yeah.
again. Here we go.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Medicine
Even
from
then,
the future.
they lay you on the table. It takes your
Yeah, it
freaking
takes
body
your vitals
size,
and everything. It
vitals,
tells you what's
everything. You
wrong
don't have
with
nothing
you.
hooked up to you.
Yeah.
They could read everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be cool. That would be cool. Now, I said I wouldn't take a telephone back from here. I meant like I wouldn't take like a smartphone and take it back to
Oh
the
yeah,
days.
yeah. We,
But if
I
we're going to
don't-
go future
if we
and
could
bring it
just
to here.
delete the smartphone from.
Well, I
I mean, it has good advantages.
Yeah.
I just want to delete maybe some of the bad shit.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
like, but for me, like I said,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind like, so on the TV show Upload, when they have their phones, they go like this. So I would like to be able to do this and like, that would be my communicator. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So then instead of having
What was
to
it
do
built
this,
in? Was it built into like a wrist?
it was like a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like
and
on
it
their
just-
watch.
and it would
So the
project
smartwatch. So then either that you turn around
You
and
even
go
have
like
the
this.
glasses too, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You
I
just
would
spin
just do, like I said, I would
through,
just go like this.
Right.
Like if the phone rings, I look to see who it is. It's like, oh, hey Lou, what's up, bro? How's it going? You know what I'm saying? Tom, you sexy bitch, what's up, baby?
They had
You know
that
what I
one
mean?
now that they're showing where it's like it shows up on your hand. It's like a wristband, and then it
Right.
just comes out in front of you of like a hologram.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
we
just
need-
type on it and
we
everything
need to
like that.
figure
And that's
out
also
a
Star
that's
Trek.
fucking
We need a
cool.
hologram
That's
machine.
sick.
That's what
That-
because
well-
that's would do the smartphone,
Right.
and then it just goes by gestures.
See,
Big
I would
bracket.
like a transporter. Like I said, if we're gonna go under, in the
Back from the
thing
Future.
of Star Trek.
Okay.
I mean, like,
Well, I would love to see. You know
transporter.
what? How about a vehicle from some type of vehicle from the future to now?
Well, again, so that then if
Because
we
it would
do,
it would definitely wouldn't be using gasoline or anything like that. It would be totally different technology, and it'd probably be so much safer.
so then it would be like a hoverboard.
Something.
You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
I would say then like that would be Star Trek and get the speedsters.
No, Star Wars does that crap too.
Who?
Star Wars has the
Star Wars, yeah, had the speeders.
But the food replicator, right?
Right.
So, one of the things that they're talking about now is like, the whole lab grown meat or whatever.
Right.
It's a big deal right now. I get
So,
it.
but they're saying with lab grown meat that they can make meat better than the way it is now.
Right.
Because they can get the exact fat content, the exact whatever.
Right.
That makes.
So it would be healthier for you.
So if you have a food
Or safer for you.
replicator,
Right.
you can make you can make up shit on a computer and then install and hack it and then put it into the food replicator, and you could be like, make this like mega like if you want like a turkey dinner where it's got like a turkey with like 12 legs on it.
Oh, right.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You got the food
Exactly.
replicator do some kind of
Right.
hack
Kinda like
it,
in,
like hack it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
What was
could
the
hack
movie
it,
with,
you know what I mean?
with Bruce Willis, one of my favorite movies.
Bruce Willis.
And
I don't know, like
it was the Fifth
Fifth
Element. Fifth Element.
Yeah.
but like
And when she took the meat out of it, had all these bones and shit out of it.
or you can make like a chili, right?
Right.
That fucking or a hot sauce that like makes like what's the hottest one now that the Carolina Reapers?
yeah,
It's
the
lab
I don't
made,
know.
right?
Yeah.
It's lab made.
Yeah.
You can make something that makes Carolina Reapers taste
Right.
like fucking poblano fucking peppers.
But there, in order to
you
make
know what
it,
I mean? Like
Right.
that hot. You could hack shit with the replicator. They never do that in Star Trek, but I feel like if you have the replicator machine, you could make.
I'm sure they could, but I'm sure
You
they have
could make
rules on
shit
that.
out of it.
That's probably why they don't have it, because I'm sure
Like, you
being
could
Star
make
Trek
some
the way
kind
they
of
are,
wild
they
shit
would have
out of it.
restrictions on what you
But
can and what
I've
you
also
can't do.
seen on
And
Star
it's
Trek.
military ship, you know what I mean?
Well,
I
but
know.
they
They
turn
probably
around.
Unless you have one in your house, then you can do what you want.
But they put their own recipes in. So I've seen them that they do
Yeah, well,
recipes.
But now, you can just tell it to the computer now. You don't have to do
That's what I'm saying.
those.
So you give the recipe, the idea of the recipe or whatever the case
Right,
may
it
be,
just
to
replicates.
replicate it, and it'll replicate
Right.
what you tell it to do.
Exactly.
So then you would still be able to turn around and say, you know what, give me a 5.
Is it like
Right.
AI? You just type in the prompt and it
You could.
makes- maybe
You could.
So, sorry,
No,
I'm thinking
no,
of
that's why we do
with the replicator.
do, bro.
Make like some crazy things that you
Here's
could
a
never
good one.
make.
Here's a good one. All right. Would you rather have the ability to speak every language or be able to speak to animals and why? I want to answer this first.
Go ahead.
I would say animals.
Go ahead.
And the reason why is because then I would be able to protect them by letting them know about certain things. Would you rather speak
Or
every
would you
language?
rather be able to speak to animals?
So I would rather speak to animals because then I would be able to warn them and communicate with them and make them understand what the dangers are that they're not paying attention to or understanding. Like fucking squirrels running out.
So
in the
be
middle
able
of the
to
road.
speak to any animal or any human. That's the
Yeah.
option. when you
Right.
think about it.
Speak
Speak to any human
To
or
every-
any animal.
I go
every-
animals.
every animal or every human.
I go
Yeah.
animals.
Yes. You go with animals.
I'll
What do
go
you
with
say?
animals. This is the
That's a
vegan
tough
now.
one.
Can we do
You know what?
50-50?
You could
You
do
know what?
50-50. I'm sure.
You
Yeah,
know
why
what?
not? I would think so. But that wasn't the question.
I know.
No, it's got to be an. It's
gotta
you
be
gotta
the-
pick.
the-
You got to pick one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go animals too. I'm
Really?
gonna go
Yeah.
animals too because you know what? Because I just want to talk animals.
Yeah. I want to know what's
But
going
you know
on.
what though? No, I'm gonna say every human. You know why?
Okay.
Because animals, they're not. They don't have our intelligence. So you're gonna be talking
No,
about
they're
food.
smarter.
No,
Food.
we're
No,
assuming.
You're assuming that. I
we're
disagree.
assuming that we don't.
I
That they
disagree.
don't do because think about it. You talk to dogs. You're speaking to them in our language.
They understand
But
what
if
you're
they
saying.
have the intelligence of a 3-year-old, then it's like having a conversation with a 3-year-old.
But do they really, or they just do shit because they know that's what
I
makes
don't-
you
I
happy?
don't-
And that's-
I
You know what I
don't- maybe
mean? I
that's
guess.
true.
But see, I rather.
I'm
know,
gonna pick
I rather
human.
Talk,
I'm
I'm
gonna-
You
I
rather
pick
talk to
humans. I
Okay.
rather talk. I rather know every language.
Right.
You know, I
That
rather
would be
do
cool.
that. I rather do that only because I feel that
You can go
then-
anywhere.
Well, not so much that you can go anywhere, but I just feel that if you can speak to people that don't know, so the same way you're saying about speaking to animals
Right.
is almost. I mean, I'm not trying to say that people are stupid as such. Some are, but that I'd rather be able to speak to humans so this way they can understand where I am coming from. You know what I mean? What I'm about, who I am as a person, and close the gap of what they misunderstood me to be, or people here. Not everybody is an asshole. You know what I mean? Not everybody is thinking, we're looking to,
Right.
beat your brains in. You know what I'm saying? Just be able to just to converse. You think about it. How many countries don't you go to, or people have been to, and you can't communicate? Said then if I could turn around and go to, let's say,
that's what I'm saying. You
anywhere.
can go anywhere. That's what I'm saying.
and
You can go
speak to
anywhere.
anywhere.
I'm
Yeah, you're
telling
right.
you.
You're right.
Well, we
Yeah.
won't have to worry about that soon anyway, because like I'm telling you, like most people have smartphones now.
Yeah. Well, see,
Can you
all right,
use that?
it's a good thing you say that, bro. So check this out. One of my staff, he's Haitian. So I've been looking for an app to be
WhatsApp.
able to WhatsApp. No, WhatsApp doesn't have. I don't think it has translation. But the point is that it has some.
Okay.
you have to pay big money for Haitian Creole.
Really?
And that's what he speaks. So the other day, a vendor came in to mess with the soda machine, to change the sodas and the waters and stuff in the soda this machine.
Right.
He had lost money in it. So he was telling me to ask the dude for the money back. I said, all right, cool. I'm asking, but I didn't understand what he was saying. So I pulled out my handy dandy, what it says is Haitian translator. Right. And I told him to speak into it. So he's speaking to it. And instead of telling me that the machine that it ate up his money, he turns around and says, you have beautiful blood in your veins and you're a great person. No shit. I'm not even kidding you. And then I'm like, this is wrong. Like, this is wrong. And then he's like, and then he starts to do like the money sign for me. And I'm like, he lost money in there. He's trying to get it back.
How much?
$2. Right. Yeah. And that's what I ended up doing. So then he can get it. So,
you know what's cool though for the translation is the meta glasses, because so what happens is you use your phone and the meta glasses and they talk into your phone and it pipes into your ears. And you talk back and it talks into the
So that works on French. That'll work on Spanish.
I know it doesn't,
but it won't work on.
I feel like the longer this technology's out,
the
more
it'll
more
get better.
Yeah, it'll definitely.
It'll be like the universal translator for Star Trek.
Yeah,
You'd be on you all the time, and you would understand everything everybody's saying.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So
then it's already coming.
So you know what? We'll go back one. That's an invention I would like to bring from the future.
Oh yeah, okay, that's great. That'd be perfect.
A translator. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would be it.
translator.
And like I said, then even now, so that was a sidebar. Sorry from your question.
No, but that's perfect though, because it makes sense.
Or from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you stick
remember that?
Thing in your ear, an earworm.
Yeah, I forgot about that movie. That's great. That shit was on the other day too. But yeah, that would be what I would probably. I'd rather speak to people, all over, be able to just communicate that
would
way.
be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, because that
would be helpful when traveling.
Yeah.
You know what? That's actually a thing that stops a lot of people from traveling. Is like they don't want to.
Yeah, I gotta speak the language.
It's hard.
It's
and,
difficult.
Carry around
uncomfortable. You don't want to insult anybody or do anything that's going to piss them off when you're in their
country.
Or you don't want
to get fucked up.
Not fromers. Just like a translate. One of those basic translation books. I guess now you would have a smartphone, but even so. It's a little challenging. If you could just speak the language, it would be so much easier.
We're lazy fucks in this country. So anyway.
Well, because there's slangs and stuff. So if you
that's true. And there's so many different dialects depending on where you're going.
Exactly.
Too.
Like
but
Spanish.
I feel if you had a phone, they would just add the slang in. Like every year, they find more slang to add.
Well, so then it'd be the Urban Dictionary of other languages.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I think they're probably close to having that happening at some point where it'll no matter who's speaking what, it'll just tell you.
Oh yeah.
Like C3PO.
Right. Yes.
He knows how many millions of dialects of just one language. Right. He's, I know there's this many those. I'll speak up to both.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Like I said, Arabic. Different dialects of Arabic. Said Spanish. English. Just even English. With things that we say here is different from in the UK.
This is not English. That over there is English.
You know what I mean? But again, this is
Jamaican English.
Jamaican English. Right.
Jamaican English.
You know what I'm saying? Saying stuff like that.
That's a patois is a dialect.
Louisiana.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Creole. And then like I said, there's a Creole down in Louisiana.
Right.
And then, like I said, my staff, he's Haitian Creole.
Right.
So that then is being able to speak to, to him and how, and to say
crazy, man.
So like I said, that would be probably the one thing I would bring back.
Yeah, that would be a cool one.
I take back with the first one. I like this phone too. The language
definitely
thing.
More useful.
Yeah.
It comes cool. Controversial. You ready?
I'm scared. Put your glasses on. Put your glasses on.
I'm going to go with the light one first.
Oh, Jesus. Kind of nervous about this.
This is the light one. Trophy participation.
Okay.
Now, I grew up where you just didn't get a trophy for showing up. If you were on a team, you were on that team and you lost. Now, I'm not talking about little kindergarten stuff. Okay. I'm talking about when you're in a league, starting from when you're actually playing.
Right.
And that's anywhere from, 7 to 9 it starts.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
You didn't get a trophy if your team didn't come in. If you didn't, you went to the dinner, you went to the, the ceremony.
And it's funny because people talked about these participation trophies, I feel like in the 90s and 2000s, but
you didn't
in the 80s, I had it in the 80s, yeah. In soccer, everybody got like a trophy, but it was just like a trophy of someone kicking a ball. It says, that is a participation trophy.
You played on
but they still gave the trophy to the winner too. So everyone got a participation trophy, but then the winners got the winner trophy. Right. So I feel like I don't think that's bad because it's still. I feel like that situation works good where it's like everybody gets a little commemorative. I'm using the word
commemorative
item.
Yeah.
And then the winners get the real trophy.
Right. I get you. First, second, and third. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody else gets like a pin, a ribbon, or some shit.
Right.
Even the people who get first, second, and third
or a
get
certificate
or everybody gets something. Even the winners
That's usually
get
what
it.
happens.
So it's just like
that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, then what are you saying?
Are you
now
saying they do it where they don't give the winners trophy and everybody just gets a commemorative?
Well,
bullshit
now
thing?
it's more of when the kids do stuff now. You get the you got the this goes in this realm here. This goes in this category.
Right.
All right. What I'm going to say now.
Mm-hmm.
Kindergarten has a graduation. First grade has a graduation. Second grade has a graduation. No. It's kindergarten to sixth grade.
No.
Yeah.
Well, all right, yeah, because before
junior high school.
No, wait, back up. It's the daycare center is what I'm thinking. So you had the daycare center. You would graduate from the daycare center to.
All right.
I didn't go to kindergarten. I didn't go to kindergarten. I went to the daycare, and then I stayed there. That was like my kindergarten, daycare, kindergarten.
Okay.
And then I went to first grade.
Then you went to first grade, but my kindergarten was in my public school.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
And then I went. Well, actually, I went to a school before that, but basically that's what it was.
Okay.
All right. I did actually go to kindergarten in another school, and then I went to public school. Right.
Okay.
So then you went to sixth grade, you graduated.
Right. Sixth grade, you graduated to junior high school.
And then you went to junior high school.
Right.
And then you had another graduation.
Right. From ninth grade into high school.
And then when you went to high school, you had your normal graduation.
Right. Okay.
All these other ones, to me, that's
extra. Too fucking much.
Yeah. I think it doesn't really.
Right.
In the way I look at it, for me, winning and losing is important. And that doesn't go into that category. Like, so we're going back to the trophies.
Right.
It's good to know that you lost. It's also as good as it is to win.
Right.
And that was what was good about that when we were doing it. And even in Tom's case, like he was saying, that's okay. Because when you went to the dinner, you sold raffles because usually when you were on a league, you sold raffles for something.
Right.
And then you went to the dinner, right?
You get a pin or something.
You got a pin or you got a certificate or whatever.
Yeah.
But you still, right? And even though people who win would come in the first 4 or 5 or whatever it is.
Right.
You knew it, whether it was football, baseball, hockey, bowling, whatever you were in or did.
Yep.
There was a winner or a loser. And I thought that was, for that time, I thought it was a lot better than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
I think now it's just,
I think
I don't think it helps, honestly, but that's just how I feel.
I think, like I said, if it's a commemorative thing, like everybody gets one, but there's still a winner.
Right.
But if they've removed the whole trophy for people winning, that's kind of stupid.
Right.
Because then what do you have to look forward to?
Right.
Yeah.
Like there should always be a winning trophy.
Right.
Yes.
Because that's the goal.
Right.
That's the whole point
Mm-hmm.
of playing is to win that trophy.
Yeah.
Right. And what do you think?
That's every sport. I mean, that's the goal.
Right. Yeah,
win
exactly.
Super Bowl. Win the World Series. You know what I mean?
Right.
Win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Like
World Cup.
Yep.
It's a goal. You're
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah, that's how you're
So,
working
like,
for.
But like,
There's winning and there's losing. I think.
right.
I just think
as long as they don't remove that, if they give everybody our participation trophy or like a commemorative thing, like that's fine.
And when they're
As
real
long as
little,
they- as long as they
it's
don't
different. I'm
remove-
not talking about that.
Yeah.
As long as they don't remove the trophy,
Right.
like the main thing,
Right.
then
Oh.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think that if we're going to talk about like saying with school, I don't think there needs to be like every grade. You know what I mean? That
Right.
it's supposed to be something like this is the milestone.
Yeah.
So now you're going into junior high school.
Right.
That's the milestone. So you're graduating from
Right.
elementary school.
Right.
Now you're going to high school. Now
Right.
you're graduating from junior high school. So that's
And then
the
you might go to
milestone.
college.
And then you might go to college, so then you would graduate from high school to go
or
into
trade
college.
school.
Or school, whatever it is you're going to do. But
Right.
you're graduating from high school. You're 12 years of school. That's your
Right.
milestones, and you graduate as such. As far as sports are concerned, yeah, I don't even think. I mean, I think you should be the first, second, and third, and everybody else got the dinner. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I mean, and I wasn't like the super sports guy either growing up.
I'm
Like I
just
didn't
saying,
enjoy
it could be
playing
in
sports
any-
in school and shit like that either.
Yeah, I get
But
it.
I'm just like, you don't need
So
all
maybe
that
you're
stuff.
part of the opera club.
Yeah,
No,
right.
you know,
Yeah,
no.
you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly. yes. No, you don't deserve one. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You don't need all that shit. But that's me because then that just makes you, to me, kind of going what you're saying,
Right.
it makes you stronger because now you want to strive to be able to
Right.
be on that stage and
Right.
hold up that trophy like I got one. You know what I'm saying? And,
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think it's kind of gone in a different direction. So it doesn't really have, people, well, everybody's got to get it. And
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. They're not going to learn right.
Yeah.
If you do that, it screws it up because
Yeah,
then they
if
don't
nothing to work-
understand.
You don't
know
have
what I
anything
mean?
to work towards.
Yeah. I'm gonna
And
get
then
one anyway.
also,
At least
the
that's my method thinking. And maybe
Well-
it's because we grew up and how we grew
Mhm.
up. I think that's something should always stay consistent.
yeah, but there's got
know
to
what I
be
mean?
a goal. Like that's the
Right.
whole point. Is we're competing
Exactly.
to reach that goal.
Right.
If you remove
See?
the goal, then what the What
Yeah.
are you doing?
This is one of the light questions.
Yeah.
One of the
Like-
light questions. That's
No, but like seriously, if there's no goal, then what are you working for? What are you doing?
Right, exactly. And
Well, we're
it's the same
playing
thing
for
when you go for a
fun.
job or whatever you do, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No. You need to have that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
All
Next.
right, let's go.
Is it a heavy question or
No,
go back to
now I'll do a couple of nice,
regular
easy
ones?
ones. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, to keep,
Yeah, I got nervous.
we have time. What do we have? here?
Nuevis.
You got it. We're good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Let's see.
let's go.
All right. Is the 9 to 5 work structure outdated, or is
Yes.
it still the best system we have?
No,
Oh no, it's outdated.
it's outdated all day.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
10-hour days.
40 hours a week? No.
Yeah.
We
Wait. So I'm saying
You want
4
more
10-hour
time?
days. 4 10-hour days.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I
guess.
say 4 8-hour days.
32 hours? That's it?
Well, but see, here's where the
And
problem
everybody
comes
makes
in.
the same. See, that's the thing. If they're going to shift it, they just have to do the calculations to figure like adjust the hourly rate
Right.
for a 32-hour work week. But anyway,
But what would? But that's I don't like that.
410 is fine to have the extra day, but I'm like,
See,
I'd
here's
rather have
so
4 8.
What do you think, Lou?
I would do the 4-day week and get the extra day.
Right.
Like you said, yeah.
But 10
latch out.
hours or 8 hours?
10 hours, if I had to.
I say
Right.
8 hours.
But now here's why.
I'm not saying it would be an adjustment for sure,
Right.
because you're used to going home at a certain
Yeah.
time. Now you're going
Mhm.
home later, or you're coming in earlier. I'd probably come in earlier.
Do let's say
Instead of coming in at
6 to 6.
Right.
But now it depends on the.
You can go.
I mean, 6 to 6.
Here's the
Jesus.
question.
I forgot how to count. Sorry, guys.
Do you remove Friday or Monday?
Well, so that's what I was going to say next.
Can we do we
Do you
enjoy
get the
hating
Monday?
Mondays?
Do you
Or
get the Monday off, or do you want the Friday off? Is that what you're
Right,
saying?
yeah.
Saying, which is
Now it would be the same difference. It wouldn't matter because you're still gonna. So this is what the next part of this.
Right.
So it's funny. I was having this conversation at work. So if we do the 4 10-hour days, and you're not sure if you want to do Monday or Friday or whatever, I say 10-hour days only because of deliveries. You know, depending on what job you're in or when things have to get done.
Right.
You know, so we already know like stores are going to be open. Still the 24 hours a day
right.
kind of thing. Go ahead.
Well, my thing is you just stagger the workforce. So you can still, if you have 4 8-hour days, you could still just stagger everything where
Okay.
like, not everybody's working on Monday, not everybody's working on Friday. Everybody's working Tuesday through Thursday. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
right.
You could stagger it.
And you mean stagger the hours.
Yeah.
So then you would do like 8 to 4 and a 9 to 5, or you know what I'm saying? Like, how would you do it to get it all in? Because there are things that happen for certain businesses that have to happen, that you need to have somebody there.
Europe does it, man.
Deliveries and
They
shit
go
like that.
home, they take a nap.
Siesta.
But yeah, but that
No,
right,
I
but
mean,
that's like at
but
These
lunchtime.
guys,
and
but
then,
they have it. I mean, the way they do it is good. The way they do it out there is really cool.
so I'd be lying to you if I said I knew exactly what it was because I don't even know how their stuff works. So I'm only going by, like I said, me thinking here.
I think they said that the United States, as far as not that they work harder, the better, but the sense is that they work harder in a negative way.
Okay,
Not that it's beneficial for them
right,
because we work so many hours already and we're doing what we're doing and we're not paid enough. And so,
right, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it depends on the situation.
right.
Europe has a better setup, but it depends on what, I guess, where you are. If it's something you grew up with or you've been around,
Right.
I guess, that's what you're used to.
Well, because it's again, so like I know in certain countries that they have you get a mandatory leave, I guess is what it's called. So like every year you have like a month off. You know what I mean? Like you're just away from work, like a paid vacation.
Oh, they
kind
get
of
more
shit.
vacation days. The worst. The United States has the worst fucking vacation.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
but that's what I'm
We
saying.
suck.
Other
So then-
countries, like I think like Germany, it's like 6 weeks fucking.
Yeah, stuff like
vacation.
that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
nuts.
Everyone, it's
So
like
then-
that's into the
And you
law.
have that one per or those few people because they say, so we work together.
Right.
Now you have off for these, next 6 weeks that then now we have, somebody else that's going to come in and be part of the team while you're gone. And then you go and then I go, you know what I'm
Well, I
saying? That
know it
person
might
is
be
just-
8 weeks.
So you mean?
Well, yeah,
it's
I'm
like-
just saying, like,
it's like,
just
yeah.
it'd be like a rotating thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, but
and
yeah.
and that
Yeah.
person be able to go and, bounce to all the departments or
Gotcha.
whatever and be able to do it. If
Gotcha.
we're talking about, like a blue collar job.
But do you think it is out? You think it's out?
Oh, yeah, I think it's outdated all day fucking long.
it needs to be.
Hell yeah.
changed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not good.
8-hour day, 40-hour work weeks, I
Yeah,
think are outdated.
yeah.
And
Things are changing.
yeah, we would have to change up how we do things.
I
but-
tell you, it definitely improves your
yeah,
your quality of life because not gonna lie, I used to fuck off at a job
right.
where I used to I worked this job and we would, a bunch of us would leave like an hour early
Right.
And that was like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I just that hour made a fucking difference to my
Right.
life.
Yeah,
Right.
it did. Well, even like now still, if
3
you
days a week. Can you imagine having 3-day weekends permanently?
Oh, that
Yeah.
were great. You
right. So
kidding
now,
me?
but even now, think about it like this:
And if you
turn
did it like,
around,
hold that
Go
thought.
ahead.
And if you alternated every year, go 1 year it's going to be Friday off, and the next year it's going to be Monday off. I'll be like, yeah,
oh, you
whatever,
could do
man.
that too. Yeah. I mean, think about it, bro. Think of how many
Right.
places, how many jobs. And like I said, I'm still in the blue collar mentality.
Mhm.
You know, when you turn around and you get your work done early, then you have the rest of the afternoon off. So then if you gave,
stuff
if
to
my
do.
boss, if so, like my staff, if I gave my
Right.
staff, I was like, yo, listen, you know, you guys, we're going to, you know, we start work at 8:00. You get all this done. This is what our quota is for today or whatever the
Right.
case may be. We have to have all this done, get it done. And we, you know, we're out of here an hour early. We're here. If you do it faster than shit and you do it right, because I
We
know
can
everybody's capable
Yo,
of, you know, and this is
I
what
like
we have
when
to
that
get done.
happens.
Yeah, so then you can do that. So that, you know, again, if you do a 4-hour work week and you get what needs to get
You mean a
done,
4-day, Pete?
I'm sorry, a 4-day work week, and you can get all that has to get done in those 4 days, then yeah, you know
Why
what I
not?
mean? I'd rather do that, but it's super antiquated
Right.
as far as I'm concerned, you know, working
Right.
like this and, you know, there's so much to do.
Well, especially now, I think the employer has the advantage
Right.
when it comes
Yeah.
to that. You know,
Because it's money.
it works for them and
Yup.
not necessarily for the worker.
Yeah,
You know,
because
and that's always the case.
right, it's
usually.
the same thing as getting paid every other week. You get paid
Right.
every other week, and
Right.
it's because, you know, the money kind of like sits there and they do, you know,
Right.
how the money works in the bank and shit and how we collect it and
Right.
whatnot. So that then that's why it is you get paid every other week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every
But
2 weeks.
it's a monetary issue.
Right.
And I'm saying it like that because, like Tom said too, if
Right.
we turn around and we work a 32-hour work week, you know, just there 8 hours, 4 days,
Right.
how do we get compensated? Do prices go up on things?
Well, you would think the salary would go up somewhat, right?
And there to compensate. So that would be, you know,
Yeah.
to make the same amount of money, just pay me. I mean, fuck it. I'll stay
Right.
at $20 an hour and then, you know, just pay me if I was, you know, give me like, you know, the last 8 hours free, you know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to put it down like that on paper. But, you know, I don't know. Yeah, no, but it is. Working the days that we work, I believe for
I
a
hate-
lot of us stuff is
It
antiquated.
sucks because Friday comes, you go home, so you have that time. You're like, all right, I'm off. Then next thing you know, it's Sunday. You're like, fuck,
Yeah.
I got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it sucks.
I think that third day would
It would
ruin
so bad.
everyone's quality.
Yeah, I
of
would think
Yeah.
you're right. I
Yeah.
think you're right. I
Yeah.
would agree. All right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Whew.
We got one more good
All right.
one, and then
Uh-oh.
let's get it on,
Dun, dun, dun,
baby.
dun.
All right.
All right.
Let's see. Is nostalgia overrated, or is the past really that good? I think it always comes back.
It does.
Clothes, music, hairstyles,
Yeah, yeah.
even cars, but they might
Yeah. Retro
change it up, right? But, you know, they'll bring it back or whatever it might be.
Right.
So in a lot of ways, I say yes. Now, there's some things that probably shouldn't come back and go like, yeah, no, there's no reason to bring that back. You know, I can't think of anything. Though.
I was gonna say, what are you thinking about, Lou?
You know, so if you guys could help me out here,
I think
I think nostalgia is good.
I don't think it's overrated, but also I don't think it's, you know, it just is what it is. It's nostalgia. I don't think it's overrated, but I don't think it's like underrated either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
I think what happens is I think some people will get so stuck on one thing or some type of nostalgia
That they don't move forward.
right. They get
like-
stuck in, and it's always, you know,
Right.
but I always thought it was good because, you know, you think about what you,
what's the
did
best-
or what you
Right.
had,
Yes.
and now, and you say, oh, that would probably be work better
you know
now.
what's the true test is like
Oh,
when
I'm scared.
everyone's like, say everyone like, there's like a movie that you grew up with, everybody likes, right?
And then they remake it.
And then get someone who grew up in that era
Right.
who didn't see the movie and have them watch the movie. And then they give you their honest opinion if it was good or not.
Oh, and see if it's accurate for whatever the thing.
Like, yeah, like
kind of
the-
like Private Ryan.
Yeah,
They said
yeah.
people who saw that movie who were in war said it was
Right.
difficult for them to sit through that movie,
Yeah.
especially the very beginning of that movie.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Something kind of like that is what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I mean like okay, no, like for instance, like a movie that I grew up with, everybody who grew up in the 80s.
Okay. Right.
Everybody loves the
Yeah.
Goonies. Now, what happens if I have someone who grew up in the
Ah.
80s who never saw Goonies and then they finally watch it and can give you their honest opinion? Be like, oh, this movie's good. And they're going to be like, oh, it's kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
But then again, you never know,
is
then-
it nostalgia because I grew up with it and you liked it when you grew up? But by today's standards,
It was
maybe
bullshit.
it's not
It was
good.
a shitty flick.
Right, but then again, you never know. There are those people who are unique who like that kind of stuff.
I know.
And
I know.
retro
Everything's always new.
nostalgia type
Yeah,
thing, and
yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, like there was this kid driving around. I was watching on, I think it was Instagram. And this guy was driving his car. He's like, "This is the freestyle kid or whatever it was." And there's this young kid from today who's
Right.
like in his early 20s or something,
Right.
and he's singing freestyle word for word,
Yeah.
loving it, you know.
Right.
And he's jamming in the car and
Yeah.
everything, and like, you know, well, our kids do that too because
Right,
they
right.
grew up listening to us, you know,
Right.
liking that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, you know, the same thing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I guess then again that is nostalgia, right?
But-
So in a
so
way,
then-
they keep it alive.
So here's where my dimension to all that stuff, right? So is it nostalgia on certain things, or is it just nostalgia across the board?
No, it just
Because
says
music,
it
well,
doesn't say
saying,
it.
no,
It
no,
doesn't
I'm
say
saying
it.
like
I
how we're
read it
going to say it. I know what your question said, but so then is nostalgia. So I don't think nostalgia is overrated for certain topics, for certain ideas, for certain things. So it's not overrated for music. 'Cause
Definitely not for
you feel what I'm
music.
saying?
Because
So
music
then-
puts you right back into where you
exactly,
Yeah,
and it puts you
every
there mentally.
fucking time.
Right. But movies, they're not nostalgic because you
Depends
know
on what
you don't
movie it
want to
was,
make.
though.
But no, because you don't really want a remake of Goonies. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather
So
not.
that's nostalgic not to remake it then, is what you're saying. To keep it the way it is.
Well, I'm gonna say, but then now if I watch it now, I'm watching it. I'm only half watching
You
it
ever-
because it's not as good or the
That's
CGI.
bullshit. You know you're watching, bro.
No. I'm telling you, but
Yeah,
I
you
watch
are.
it now. I'm like,
Dude, you watched
And
the
I wait for it-
Star Wars, and that shit was fucking ancient compared to the way
but because of the
sci-fi that is now.
storyline, because there's other stories that are going along with that. Like there's other shows
But I'm
that
saying
make
the
it
original movies.
Right, yes.
Just the original movies.
Yeah.
Okay, you still watch those?
right.
Okay. How old are those movies? They're
Fucking
old.
A, 50 years
Right.
old.
Okay.
right.
And they were made back and they were when we thought that when they were doing all that stuff,
right,
right? The special effects.
right,
Special effects compared now to then.
right.
But still that movie's still good.
I guess then maybe it depends on the person who's watching it.
You know what?
Or it depends on the movie too, really, when you think
Right,
about it.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
ever get so nostalgic where it's like super fucking specific to something, where you
Yeah.
listen to something and it reminds you of a super specific thing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
For instance, we were when I was a kid, we were we went on a camping trip in Boy Scouts.
Uh-oh.
And
Are you okay?
it was
Why are you
it
up
was
your
a
ass,
winter
Tom?
trip, and my friend and I had a friend who had a little boombox with him, and the song at the time that was really popular
Right.
was "Loser" by Beck.
Right.
Okay.
And he must have played that song because, you know, back then fucking people had cassettes or CDs.
Right.
So like we didn't have a whole list. So he played the song over
Yeah.
and
Oh, he killed it.
over
He killed
and
it.
over. I'm a loser, baby. So whatever
Why
time I
don't
hear
you
that
kill
song,
me?
I just picture camping in the fucking winter cabin at that fucking
And having that song play over
yeah,
and over
over
again.
and over. We're,
Yeah.
we're like laying in bed with the lights out and it's like, dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun. I'm like, jeez.
Shut that shit off
Yeah.
already, bro.
So like
Yeah.
every time I hear that song, I kind of brings me back a little bit to
Right.
camping in the
Right.
winter.
Yeah. Well, and so because now food, would food be nostalgic?
Yeah, it can be.
Because so people
depending on
laugh
the
at
food.
me. People talk shit to me, bro.
Well, I know for like
because-
something you grew up with, like a dish you grew
Yeah,
up
like
with.
I
Oh, like
said,
certain candy,
right,
when
certain
like in the
candy
movie
and stuff.
Ratatouille.
Yeah.
When the food critic he eats the thing and he's it
Yeah.
was like a food that he said was like a pauper food or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
and it was
yeah.
like, he brought him back, so he
And-
gave a good
right.
review.
Right?
Cracker Barrel, nothing in Cracker Barrel
Yeah,
brings
yeah.
back anything
Well,
nostalgic
just
to me.
because they have all the old school candy in there. And when you first walk
oh,
in,
you're
the
talking
candy
about the
part. I
store.
thought-
the
I thought
store
you were
itself,
talking
you
about
go in
the
there,
food
they
that
got
make.
I'm like
They
biscuits
got-
and gravy. I'm not
biscuits.
like down from
Yeah.
Tennessee. It reminds me about the time
I
I
thought
had
you were
biscuits
talking
and
about the
gravy
gravy.
down.
drawn out loud.
I thought you were talking about the menu. I'm like, I don't
No,
know.
but when you first walk in, you have
yeah,
that,
all the
they got
candy
the-
stuff.
all
They got
that stuff,
yeah,
old
yeah,
school
yeah, yeah,
candy.
yeah.
boys and
Yup.
things like that.
Yeah.
Shit, you know, it
Yes.
just gets.
Listen, I eat food that my mom used to make when we were kids. Like I said, I have the wifey.
Right.
She'll turn around and do it, you know. And one of my favorite things, bro, people just bug out over this, but it was white rice, red kidney beans, and tuna fish.
Okay.
I love that shit, bro. Like
Because you
that
grew
hits
up
the
in-
spot.
because
It's like
Because I grew
easy
up in it.
meal.
kidney
You just make
beans?
it.
Red kidney
yeah.
beans.
Red kidney beans.
Yeah.
All right.
And that beat, man. So nostalgia is underrated.
So that-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here
Lou.
we go.
This is a doozy.
I'm trying to figure which one I want to do first.
Watch out for that first step. He said,
Okay. We are LGBTQ friendly on this
Oh, this guy.
podcast, right? We have no prejudice towards anybody or who
None.
they are, or what they
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah.
Right? People make a big deal about when certain parents, say famous people, they say, hey, I'm not going to let my kids. So the question is, do you think it's okay to let kids watch certain cartoons and programming that mention LGBT or have it part of the curriculum? Do you,
okay, so
Oh,
say
hang on,
this.
hang on.
Okay, all right.
So I'm going to give you my answer first. So there was cartoons that are out. There have been celebrities who have already come out that have said they didn't think they wanted their children to watch it at a certain age, or they thought it was too early or
Right.
whatever. My thing is that it's not a big deal. it's not it's not a reflection on anybody or anything. It's just the parents doing their job, saying, "Hey, I'm not comfortable with yet him or them watching that." Kind of, I think they're too young or they're not ready for it.
Right.
When they are, we'll discuss it then. Kind of should be up to the parent, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
I think the parent should be the one to make that decision, and it shouldn't be made into a big deal.
Gotcha.
I know that can be because everything is made
I'm
into
gonna
a
say
big deal
this.
nowadays.
Gotcha.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say into the camera. Nothing makes you gay. Nothing makes you trans. Therefore, whatever kids want to watch, they can watch.
I get
Because
that,
It's not going to make them gay. It's not going to make them trans.
Right,
I don't know
but
if
if a
that's the
parent-
fear
Right.
like people
No, I agree
have.
with you. I totally agree
You know,
with you.
like
We're not going down that.
shouldn't be.
We're not going down
not
that.
that should be a fear, but like
I
you know,
just
like,
think-
so. If kids want to watch something that has people who are gay or people who are trans, like
But they make it.
it doesn't.
What
make
I'm saying is
to
that
me,
they have
I don't
like.
think it's a big deal.
I think it was. What's his
It's
name?
just someone. It might not identify with you. You know what I mean? It's not going to make anybody that
no,
way.
I don't think that.
You know what I
I
mean?
think,
I don't think it's like a.
I
like,
think-
you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
not
get that,
gonna- yeah,
but I don't
like,
think that's. What,
Yeah.
I don't. That's
I think
not how I'm
that's
looking
why
at it.
people
I'm
would-
looking
I don't
more
want my
like.
kids watching
Well,
that.
why won't
because
you
I
let
don't
them
want
watch
them
it?
turning gay. Like
Why won't let you
no,
watch it? Well, I
that
just.
doesn't happen.
My thing is, as a parent, I would be like, well, I'm not comfortable right now with them watching it. When I feel the time is right for them to know, or they have the question or whatever, I'm not going to just throw it. Maybe they don't want to have it on or have them watch that certain cartoon. I think that's the parent's prerogative. I don't think it's a reflection on anything or anybody. It's just a matter of how the parent wants to bring up the child at that point in time.
Right.
So I don't think it's a big
I
deal,
hear you. All right. So I'm going to say,
as far as I'm concerned.
fuck you for this question, because this is a doozy. For,
I
I'm gonna
know.
say it like that.
That's why I did it.
All right. I believe, as a whole, across the board for kids, that kids should just be allowed to be kids.
That's
okay?
what I agree.
I don't care about anything other
Right.
than the kids need to be
Being
kids.
kids.
Kids need to
Yes.
grow up and enjoy and laugh and joke.
Right.
Like,
There are a lot of
kids aren't
celebrities
born-
who have said that.
Right. Kids need to just have fun with other kids.
Right.
They
Period.
need to just go
End
out
of
and do
discussion.
whatever.
Right.
Okay. And
Like
it
we
shouldn't
were.
be.
It just
and
didn't
it's-
matter.
But you said that parents' choice. It's parents. There should not be a choice. Oh my God. So little Billy or little Tina, she wanted to wear these pants and he wanted to wear that skirt.
No, so
the
I'm
fuck
talking
out
about.
of here.
You don't take the question out of context. That's not what the question
Go
was
ahead.
about.
Then what is it?
That's not what the question was about.
Go ahead.
Do you think the parent has the right? Basically, when it comes to LGBTQ, there are programming for kids who are younger
Right.
to watch.
And that's it.
And
They
other
shouldn't watch it.
parents will let their kids watch it,
Yeah.
and some won't. My point is that, again, no reflection on anything or anybody. It's just a matter of the prerogative of that parent to say, hey, I'm not comfortable with them this age watching it. When
Mhm.
we are ready, we'll introduce it to them.
Well, parents
It's
can
up to
choose
me.
whatever.
So that particular programming or whatever it is, they're
Right.
not going to be watching.
That's
That's what I'm saying. So it's always up to the parents. And that was the way it was when I was growing up too.
Yeah,
Our
no,
parents
I
said,
agree with that.
no, you're going to bed. You're too young for this. You can't watch this.
Right.
That was what we grew up. It wasn't the fact that like we can go to certain movies or whatever. So again, parents are in control,
Okay.
whether it's right or wrong
Right.
in your mindset, because you're
Mhm.
thinking, well, they don't like gay people, or no, it's not about that.
Right.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Because
all right.
these people already have friends and people that they know who are
Okay. So the question is, the parents
in the LGBTQ
Yeah, the parents should be
community.
able to choose whatever they want for their
Right.
kids. No, that I
That's kind of where I'm saying.
I don't think anybody should tell parents
And
what they
I'll-
should or they
I'll
Yeah,
bring up
shouldn't.
my
no, I
question
will
again.
say so. I think that parents should
Whether
that
you
across
agree
the
with it or
board.
not is
Right.
irrelevant.
I think that parents there
No one
should
should
just
tell
be an
parents.
age limit for certain
Yeah.
things for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't be
Right.
a
Right.
That's my
10-year-old
question.
kid watching
See, kids
crazy
have to let them
flicks.
watch it.
Yeah, I'm saying, like I said, there's things that I said that the kids
Right.
should just be kids. You
Right.
know, don't let them watch,
Right.
Saw.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At
Yeah.
fucking 5
Right.
years old. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
agree with you 100%. And
That
that's
kind of stuff.
And I think that's what a lot of celebrities said too. There was a few
Mhm.
celebrities who came out and said that because they have younger kids, and they said no. I think
Mhm.
Snoop Dogg was one. Who's the guy who did the golfing?
Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods.
No, the movie.
Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, what's his
Adam
name?
Sandler.
Adam Sandler was another.
I
Who
felt like
said
we were on
something.
Match Game.
He didn't think it was he didn't want his kids, but it wasn't about the fact that they were making the choice because they are the parents. They're saying,
Right.
no, right? My child won't. But when
Oh.
they'll look. How did you find out certain things when you were growing up? It wasn't because somebody
My friend
made a big deal
Yeah.
about a program.
Friends,
Right.
or you came across a magazine
But
or
Yeah.
your parents, right.
something like that. But again, it's when we were older. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't when we were.
Right.
It
Right.
wasn't when we were 5 or 6
Right.
years old watching this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or that we came across
Well,
such.
because now, because now everything, everything's more, people are more comfortable,
Mhm.
people are out, and
Yeah.
depending where they are, hang out.
Right. No, I'm with you. I'm listening.
And there is certain programming, whether it's cartoons or program, that teaches on television and everything, and they make sure, they
Right.
introduce certain people who are certainly like
Right.
the drag queens reading books to kids
Right.
in libraries.
See, now there
right?
should be
So-
the age limit to that, as far as I'm
Right.
concerned.
Well,
But go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. So that's another one we could bring into this subject
Right.
and say, hey, you know what? That's up to the parent. If they're comfortable allowing
Right.
them to do it,
I
fine. If they're
don't-
not, then it's
I don't
on them.
think
You know what I
it's-
mean?
I don't think it's a problem that they're doing it.
Right.
I just, if the parents don't want to have their kids do it,
Yeah. See,
that's
like I
up
said,
to them. Parents are always, it's their kids. They choose what they
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
do
see,
for
that
the
was a good
kids.
one.
I
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah,
that's an
okay.
issue.
Okay.
I mean, whether you agree with their choice
Yeah, I just- yeah,
is
I just-
really
it's none of your
irrelevant.
business.
That's
Right.
what it is. It is
You know,
somebody's business
what-
because then your kid influences my kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It
Say
says
it's somebody's
something.
business what you choose for your child. So
Right, but then
Right.
your child, so then you think it's okay. Now your kid is talking to my kid. So you just asked Tom, where would you learn it from? And he's like, we're learning from friends. So then
Yeah.
I'm saying that then you letting your kid do certain things,
Yeah.
as a
there's
whole.
no do. What do you mean do?
Whether it's watching a movie, where it's a conversation that's being had.
Come on,
if
we
it's
were
through
growing up.
whatever.
We were watching
Right.
movies and shit we shouldn't have been watching when our parents weren't home. So it wasn't like these kids today aren't going to do the same
Watching
shit.
the
But how
Spice
old were
Network.
we? So that's what I said. There's an age limit to it. That's what I said before.
Right.
There's an age limit to it. You know what I'm saying? So that then I don't think that kids at, under 10 years old should be able to, should be watching certain things, should be, dealing with certain things. I think all kids just need to be kids. I'm not saying they need to watch Tom and Jerry, because if we're going to go there, then, Tom and Jerry
No,
to me was the
listen,
greatest thing.
yeah,
But,
well, cartoons
they
are
were
cartoons.
killing
That's different.
everybody.
Right,
Yeah.
I get it. But,
but
but
movies.
it had to be with the LGBTQ.
Yeah, then
thing,
I said it's just, I think at a certain age.
It's just about, right. And parents need to do what they feel comfortable for their children.
Yeah.
Period. End of
Mhm.
discussion. And that was
Yeah.
that was really what it
Yeah,
came
yeah,
down. But
yeah.
see where it went?
Yeah,
What I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
I know.
'Cause this is what happens. All right. So I can either give you one more good one, or I could just go right to the next one.
What's the next big one?
Go to the
we're on.
yeah, because we're crunching on
Right to the
time,
next
so-
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well go to the
All right.
go to the next controversial one, because I think we're
I'm bringing this one up
we're
only
running
because
tight.
I've noticed this personally. This is something I've seen and am not bewildered in the sense where I don't understand why it's happening, because of the way I did things when I was a parent. So it's another parent thing.
hmm
Gentle parenting, and I'm talking full scale, gentle parenting, where the kid has full blown meltdowns in the middle of the store and loses his shit, and you can't get control, and you're like, hey, Billy, you
Yeah.
got to get up, and my thing is, listen, we're not talking about abuse here.
Right,
I'm not
right,
talking
right,
about
right, right.
beatings or
Yeah.
nothing like that.
Okay.
I'm talking about discipline.
Okay.
I think if you go too far on a spectrum, whether it's gentle parenting and you're
Mhm.
going too far, you're going to lose something. You're going to get a monster. Something's
Right,
going to
right.
happen, and it ain't coming out right. I've noticed it. I already witnessed it.
Right.
Okay. I'll
It's
give you
gotta-
an example. My wife invited my son's going to kill me for this, but he can be mad at me, but this is what it is. And for Haley too. Invited them out for dinner for my birthday. Hey, do you want to come? Blah, blah, blah. They didn't have anybody to watch the kids, and they didn't want to bring them because they
Right.
didn't know what was going to happen, what was going to be the outcome.
Right.
They're two tornadoes is what he described them as. This is what he said, because they knew that if there was no guarantee that they were going to behave and things were going to go well.
Right.
So my point, and the reason I'm bringing this up now, I'm doing me first so you guys get my point of view.
Right.
Wherever I went, whatever I did with my parents, whether we went out, someone's house, dinner, whatever it
Mhm.
was, none of that shit happened.
Right.
And if it did, it was put into check immediately.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Like whether it was a way you were spoken to,
Right.
or you were
That
made
tone of
aware of
voice.
something,
Yeah.
however they did it to snap you out of whatever you thought you were going to go down down that lane or whatever you were going to try to pull,
Right.
wasn't fucking happening. All right. Now, my kids, same thing. They never did that shit when they were growing up.
Right.
When I brought them up, they never did that. Robbie did it once, pulled it with me, and I told the story before, I think. We were in Jamesway in Monticello, and I was with him. It was him and his sister. He was little. He's like 3, 4 years old.
Right.
And he was being stubborn. And I was like, all right, come on, Rob, let's go. I'm not going, but I said, all right, well, I'll see you later. Come on, Jen, let's go.
Yep.
We kept walking. She was like, Dad, you're not going to leave my sister. Be right behind us any second. 5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah.
He's running
Yeah.
right towards me. Because he panicked now. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
what am I gonna
Yeah,
do?
exactly. Right.
So I think that's where that's lost as far as the gentle parenting. I think gentle parenting is good and being able to communicate and do whatever you got to
Mhm.
do. But at some point, if that is not being conveyed and the message is not being received, then you need to be snapped out of it.
Yeah.
Okay? However that works for you as a parent.
Yeah, right.
Tom, I'll let you go first because you have your son is how old now?
He's 8.
Okay. Have you ever dealt with that with him when he was a kid? Did he have full blown out meltdowns in the middle of a store because he wanted something or he didn't get it or whatever it was?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah. We're going. You know, like,
yeah.
But you didn't feed the fire.
No,
I'm talking
no,
about
no,
parents
no.
that just
I don't
won't.
go. No, but
No.
I just
We're out. Leave it.
we're sorry. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the way it is.
Party's
You know,
over.
like, I mean,
Right.
we're not getting the toy today.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get another, maybe
Mhm.
in the future. I mean, I do soften. I'm like, well, maybe in the future we'll get it. Maybe your birthday's come around, Christmas come around.
Mhm.
Like,
Right.
like I do
But
that
I
kind
do
of
see
thing.
you though at some
I
point
do a
where if
middle-
he keeps pushing the point, you're gonna be like, I said, we'll get it some other time. Now let's go.
Yeah.
Your voice kind of changes.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I can see me saying,
I like to take the
don't
middle
push
ground.
your luck.
I think some people forget with kids, like, they're just because they're younger doesn't mean they can't be reasoned with. So,
Right.
like,
Of
I
course
say to him, like, we can't get it now, but in the future. And then if he doesn't accept that answer, and then I'm like, well, you're gonna have to, there's nothing we can do about it.
You're
Like, we're
waiting
not getting it now.
regardless.
We're not getting the toy now.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. And I'll say it like that.
Right.
But like, I will say, maybe in the future you will. Maybe
Yeah.
Christmas is
There's
coming. Your
nothing wrong with
birthday's
that.
coming.
That's perfect.
You're gonna get birthday
You
money.
didn't
get
give in,
Christmas
though.
money.
Right.
You didn't give in.
No. But I tell him, like,
But
doesn't
have you
mean
ever
you're
felt
never gonna get it.
Have you ever turned to
Yeah.
Tara and said,
Yeah, because
I can't go.
with
No,
kids,
we can't go because he's just gonna.
Because I think with
we
kids,
can't be able to do it.
I think with kids, they see things in black and white. Like, if I don't get it now, I'm never gonna get
Right.
it.
Of
Right.
course.
Like, they don't think.
it's immediate.
So
Yeah.
you just tell them, be like, hey, we might get it in the future.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
Yeah.
You?
I'm with Tom that kids can be reasoned with. I reason with my kids.
And if they can't be, then
Then you choke them out. That's what you said. No, I mean, it's. I think it's just how you speak to your kids, or that would be able to get them to whatever.
Yes.
Like, you just don't let the kids. You check them and, like, verbally, like you said. You know what I mean? Like, go, whoa, get off of there. You can't be up there. All right, if I get up out this
Right.
chair,
But have
it's
you
gonna
ever
be...
had to not been able to take your kids anywhere
No.
because? Okay, that's
Yeah,
my point.
no, never.
So what I'm saying is, I think the general parenting thing is good. Being able to communicate with children is good. Of course, that's good, right?
Yeah.
We could have used a lot of that when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for the discipline we got at the same time, even if we had the lack of maybe
Right.
something else. And
Yeah.
I get what they're trying to do because parents today are like, well, we want to be more communicating and we want to do so.
Yeah.
But if you go like anything else, too much of one thing, no matter how good you think it's going to be, it's not going to work out, especially when someone is growing up
Right.
and discipline is necessary, or I believe, for a child to be healthy and to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, when we were watching the kids, Ellie was on a cruise and we had the kids for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And he was acting up, and he was being the little shit that he was, but we were smart, right? He went over, sat on the rug right by the door
Right.
with his blanket. Said, what are you doing? No. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I go back and forth and I bust his chops.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But then he fell asleep there because we were trying to get him to fall asleep, but he was just being whatever.
Right.
And then he fell asleep. You let him?
Yeah.
All right. Is that where you want to be?
Right.
there.
That's different.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're not fighting or trying to force him to do something. You
Right.
kind of pick your moments when you
Right,
know,
exactly.
like, if he's going to sleep when he crash.
Yeah.
The night before, he laid down on the bed, the dog bed that was in the room. He didn't want to go on the bed. He wanted to lay on the dog bed. So Don, you gave him a blanket. He had his pillow. He was laying on the dog bed watching TV. Right? He was there the whole freaking night, so the whole night in the bed.
Yeah.
Like, you pick your moments. That's what I'm saying. But when if you give in too much or you're more uncomfortable
Right.
where you're going to go with them, I think it's a too far gone. Not too far. It could be fixed, obviously.
Right,
And
yeah,
obviously, the older they get, the better they're going to get. But I remember as a child that we didn't do that. Wherever we want. Now, when I was young, I'm sure that if I did try to pull any shit, whatever, I can't remember from two,
Right.
because you only can remember so far back.
Right.
I know when my parents and my mother,
Yeah. You got
that shit was nipped in the bud
Right.
immediately.
Right. Like, yeah.
And it was a different time from when we grew up.
Right.
But I think, again, if you go too far
Right.
with the yelling and screaming, and
Yeah.
that's not healthy at all. And I think if you go too far this way, that's also not healthy. And you
Yeah.
kind of got to get in the middle and not forget what was taught to you.
Right.
Because there's always positive negatives, I look at it, as
Yes,
far as
definitely.
being brought up. Don't you
Right.
agree? Like, even our situations, we all have something we could probably talk about from our childhood that we didn't like and whatever happened.
Right.
But at the same time, we're thankful for the other things that did happen or how
Right.
we were brought up.
Right.
Because I'm glad that was like that, especially because a lot of things that are going on today versus the way we grew up, right?
Yep.
But again, that goes back to what we were talking earlier. So I thought by bringing this up, that
Yeah.
would be a good one.
Yeah, that was cool. Those are
You know?
some pretty good ones. Yeah, I give you that. That was
I made sure to think about him and made sure I didn't get, I didn't want to go down the.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Those are good ones. Those
Yeah.
are good ones.
So,
look at Tom's like,
wow.
yeah.
No, I was
Those-
looking. We
Yeah,
The
we
what?
win it. Yeah, no, we're not.
55.
No, this is where we usually
Yeah,
end up
this is
stopping
where we
lately.
go
Yeah,
going
only
this far.
lately because we, all the stuff.
That's
we
right,
do
because
now.
all that.
right.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I thought, dude, I think I'm going to do this every so often.
Yeah,
And if you guys feel like you want to do it too, like if you
Mhm.
want to just,
If I come
Mix
up
'em
with a
up.
couple topics,
yeah,
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
let's
good
do
because
it.
Mark was the one. Mark, shout out to you, by the way. Thank
Shout
you.
out to
He was the one
Mark.
who said,
Whoop,
like,
whoop.
these guys never really debate and get into anything.
Yeah.
So hopefully maybe this helped him out and,
Yeah.
and
I feel like
he'll enjoy this.
I feel like we agreed on a lot of stuff, though. But yeah,
Well,
it's
We
all right.
did. How
did
we
and we
see it.
didn't, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We agreed on
We didn't
the,
get in a
on the
heated
end.
debate.
We
No,
agreed
fuck
on the end of it, but
Yeah.
is how we got to
True,
how we
true,
get
true.
there.
We all
is what
navigated
did.
in our own
Yeah,
way.
navigating. I got a quarter for you, but I was if I say about that navigating, the
I
way
get
we
it.
navigated through the way we do this shit.
That's fucking awesome,
Yes.
man. Anyway, I had a good time, guys.
Yes, for sure.
This
For
was
shizzle,
fun.
my
We'll do
nizzle.
it again. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro. Yeah, good shit. So thank everybody for listening. Watch, like, follow, subscribe, all that other good stuff. So love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And keep debating.